What's good, everyone? It's Matt here for day 2 of my trip in Osaka. So today I'm actually here at the NMB Costume Museum. So they had this costume museum up here for about 2 weeks, from January 2nd until January 14th. Today is January 14th, the last day, so actually it's very crowded, very busy over here in the museum. And yeah, so I went in and checked it out. I can't actually show you what's inside. Like I can show any video or whatnot, but I could actually take a bunch of pictures. So basically, I'm just going to show you a bunch of pictures and then like talk over it and like kind of explain what I saw, what's going on. So the NMB Costume Museum was over at the Shinsaibashi Parco, which is this giant like department store up on the 14th floor, so the very top level of the department store. And yeah, as I mentioned before, yeah, it's only open for about 2 weeks. And yeah, this is the last day where you go in. You had to pre-order your ticket on like the Live Pocket website. And basically, yeah, that was free. Just the pre-order ticket was free. And then you didn't pay until actually you went in and got the ticket. But they had like a kind of super limited number of people who can go in at each like time block, or whatever. They had like half-hour time blocks that you can go in. I noticed like because like when they had like pre like queue up for like okay the entry time or whatever. Okay, every ticket had like a ticket number or whatever. So mine was like 38, I think 37, 38, and we had to stand in order. They had a little like tape on the floor. You stand in that spot and then just walk, and they like check your QR code and make sure it was okay. Yes, and I looked and I guess like it went up to 60. So I guess they went had like 60 like reservations per spot. And I guess they might have had like day of like okay after everyone went in they'll like, let everyone else like come in day of tickets I guess that and then it's like 2,000 yen to go into the museum, which okay, and you got this cool little like ticket things. Actually they had two versions of these tickets, one for the first week which had like half of the this like costume Simbatsu, which is basically the Nagisa Cycle Simbatsu. And then the second week had the second half of the Nagisa Cycle Simbatsu, which actually this week was actually the one I liked more because it's the one that has Karen and Mew. So definitely a win for me. As you go in, yeah, it's pretty crowded. So a lot of people are just like kind of standing around looking at the stuff, taking pictures. Basically, that's all you could do. You could just take pictures. You couldn't take any video. So a lot of people taking pictures. A lot of people with their phones. Some people like with like actual fucking like cameras and DSLR shit and all that cool stuff. Um, but yeah, I just like tried to take as many photos as I could while like walking around of looking at each exhibit. So yeah, each section of the exhibit had these QR codes that you could scan with your phone, and then actually it would take you to a link to an like audio file, a little like audio recording, and actually it's Misaki Yoshino. Her she would like actually like, explain like the exhibit in English, so it's like kind of like fun like museum experience or whatever. Probably like the signs all in Japanese. So like if you were like you didn't know any Japanese and like you came into this museum somehow you ended up in here, you wouldn't know what to do. Maybe you see the QR code, try to scan it, but yeah. So I scanned it, and actually it's pretty fun, like listening to like Misaki kind of talk about all the different costumes and stuff. Also, the cool thing with it was like, okay, I could like play the audio file, and then I could play it in the background on my phone, and then I could like still like have my camera out, taking pictures, and have it play in the background. So it kind of reminded me of like Bioshock, like with like the audio tape, audio log things or whatever that you listen to. So yeah, that was pretty fun. That was pretty funny. Also, yeah, most of the costumes had little QR codes on them as well, and those like would take you to a YouTube link for like the music video or like a performance or concert where like that costume was being used. So that's pretty cool. The area is very small but dense. So basically, it's like generally speaking, like the whole yeah, I mean, it's like a floor on a department store. So it's like I mean, it's whatever. But yeah, just like packed full because I think that there's like something like over 100 or something like costumes here on display. So yeah, very cool. Basically, you had a lot of stuff to look at, and but you still had like a decent amount of like walking room. It wasn't like packed full of people. I think they tried to like separate the capacity from time to time. Uh, but yeah, definitely a lot of stuff to look at. Yeah, so actually, when you first go in, you'll see like this big wall with like the timeline of like NMB's history from 2011 to 2023. Kind of talking about like okay, all like the single releases, all the like the big concerts they did, the big member graduations and graduation concerts. Yeah, so pretty cool to like see that all there like printed on like on a wall. And then along the other wall, you'll see like concept sketches for the costumes. So those are pretty cool to look at. And then you saw the Ha costume, the infamous Ha costume. Probably, NMB's most famous, most popular, like the greatest like NMB costume ever. So that is on display for like the first thing you see basically. Yeah, and then you go along to the first wall, I guess, of the proper main exhibit, and you'll see all the costumes that they wear for the future shows and concerts. So there's like some things like I didn't really notice, and unless like you like look up super close, which normally I don't have the opportunity to see them like up close because either I'm like way too far away or like even like the camera, the video doesn't really do a whole lot of justice. So like I saw like the colored costumes or whatever. I guess it's called like the what's it called? Color check name costume or something. It's the ones that they wore in the Satsuki B2, like the beginning of that stage. The single color things. I guess it actually has like the names like printed like on like the weird like checkered like strap parts of that costume. So I didn't notice that before. So that was actually neat. Yeah, then they have all the costumes lined up from like all the singles and albums. So I always thought the Takanane Ringo costume had like lights on it, like little like Christmas lights. I don't know for some reason. But actually no, it actually has like planets like printed like on it. So actually that's like a neat little detail I didn't know. Oh yeah, and according to one of Misaki's like audio logs, she said like her favorite costume is the Yokubo Mono costume because it has pants instead of like the skirts that most of the other costumes have. So that was interesting to hear. Yeah, and then like along like the wall, then you kind of like see these like kind of I call them like open plaza areas where it's not along the wall, but it's like in more inside. You see some of like the more like kind of specialty costumes, namely like solo costumes. So like there's a Murase Sai's Imifu costume, there's a Shiromiru's Ikenai Koto costume, and then the Kojudin Vulgar solo song costume. So that was all there. There's also a little water key display. So I think the three different water key, main water key costumes were on display. And then the other cool part was the Moso girlfriend display, where they actually had all 16 costumes from that song. They all have like little details. I know like one of them has like a little like bell that like, was opened up and it says like Hazare, like a fail or something. I don't know. That was really cool to see like all those in a person. Also, I didn't realize actually there were like 16 unique costumes, but I guess that makes sense. Yeah, and then along the next wall, you see the costumes they use for the Kokuni Tenshi Date Iru, whatever, the NMB original stage that they have, which they have original costumes for all those songs and units and stuff. You have to see those are pretty good, and then they also had a monitor playing clips from that show that you could look at and watch as well. Then they also had the costumes from like I guess like the talk show costumes. I guess is what they would call them. Like they're like uniforms that they wear like for like promotional shots. When like they're like on a TV show talking about stuff. Like basically when they're not performing, they don't really perform with these. So these are the costumes you see like they wear like for like their profile pictures and stuff like that. So you got to see all those. Then there's like another monitor showing video. I guess with Reiko. I forget if she had a YouTube channel or not, but I know she had like a TikTok or Instagram where like she would like talk about the costume. That's kind of like where this whole like costume museum and costume encyclopedia kind of spun out from because she would talk about them like on TikTok and stuff and like give kind of like behind the scenes information about like, how like costumes are done. So she actually in this video you could see like her like demonstrating okay like they wear all the costumes like in layers and a lot of them are like Velcro or buttoned style where they just like pop off, and then they have another costume, so they can like rip them off quickly for like very quick costume changes for concerts and stuff. So you got like to see like she like demonstrated how that looked, so that was actually kind of pretty interesting. Then they have like this display case with like all like the different like accessories that they would wear with some of the costumes. You saw like some shoes, like headbands and like rings and earrings, and probably the most interesting thing I saw in there was the leopard face like underwear or like shorts. It was like really random to see that. It's just random underwear in here. Yeah, and then they have like another like sectioned off part, and it's like probably the main like central part, like pretty much the whole middle of the whole exhibit is this, but it's also all walled off. and it is the graduation concert dresses. So you got pretty much like every graduation concert, like proper, like big one, I guess. Like, okay, I'm trying to think of all the big ones they had. Like, so they had like, okay, Milky, Sayaka, and then like Akarin, Saipi, I guess. That's probably one of the weird ones that's like smaller scale, but they had that. Yuri, Ota Yuri, of course. Miru, Kokona, and then Nagisa. I think that was it. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, they had like basically a bunch of like, yeah, basically the big main like ones you think of like of big graduation concerts. So good to see all those up close. Good to see the little details of that. I guess I made us a little disappointed that it wasn't like the full on like Akarin like giant graduation dress, but that was still pretty funny. Still pretty cool to see that stuff. Yeah. At the end, there's like a little gift shop where you can like buy like keychains and stickers and like all this other little crap. Like it was like a pamphlet and stuff. So I came there on the last day, and naturally, like, pretty much all the shelves were kind of cleaned out. Like almost everything was like gone. I managed to grab like a Nishiyuma and Misaki like name sticker thing. They had those for every single member. And then like for like the main like Shinsaibashi members, like they had like the keychains and the like plush keychains. I was able to get the plush keychain for Mew and Karen, but they were out of the little cool like anime character keychain. Which those I wish I didn't think about getting them until like last second, so otherwise I could have had like Jeff or someone go and pick them up for me because he went like 19 times, and then you can go out and you can't go back in, so you only got like, one chance to go through here. So actually I kind of like I went through, checked everything like individually, and then I went back and then like kind of did like wide shots, kind of like show you like the whole scope of the museum from multiple angles, kind of give you a better idea of that. And then yeah, in yeah, at the after you go out, then yeah, you can also see it at the entrance as well. The entrance and like outside the actual proper museum, they have this like big signboard with members like little autographs and like little messages written on it. Pretty much, actually, I don't say every member, but like they had tons of members, both current and past. All I guess they all had like their signs. They all showed up at different times during like this 2 week period to like kind of and like check it out. So that's just really cool to see like, who showed up and who didn't. Uh, yeah, a lot of tons of signs, a lot of autographs and stuff. So I think the only member who didn't sign that's actually in the group was Mikana, who I guess is busy with real work. I don't know, but yeah, it was just yeah, it's fun to see all the different signs and stuff. Okay, yes, this was the NMB Costume Museum Exhibit. Yeah, so yeah, I just finished watching, not watching, looking through, walking through the museum. I was there for like probably half hour, 40 minutes or so. I mean, it's pretty crowded, so I was trying to get like, a lot of good shots. Too many people, so a lot of people ended up getting in my shots. So what are you gonna do? Shogunai, as they say. But yeah, it was very cool. Next, I have a theater show to go to. It's the 9th Gen theater show. So I'm gonna head over to the theater and go get my ticket, and I'll get ready for that. So I'll see you guys over there. All right, we made it back here to Namba, here for the 9th Gen show. I got my ticket already. So actually, today's 9th Gen show is actually a birthday show. It's for Furukawa Yukino, aka Yukinon. I don't really like her, but she kind of looks like Shinshin, and I was kind of amused. I went down the stairwell, saw all the decorations I saw for her birthday. One of them is like Kanajo ni Kite or whatever, Koite, whatever. Her doing a girlfriend like holding her hand out pose. I'm like, oh, she's really leaning into the fake Shinshin character with this. Another one of the funny pictures I saw was like, it looked like just like some random like graphic design template or whatever, because you could clearly see like, okay, this random like insert caption here, so like they didn't actually finish the design or whatever. It's kind of funny, and then it's just random like romaji of like her like costume and like about her and stuff. So it's weird. It's interesting. Whatever. Yeah, and they have a nice little display. Big green flower stand for her, and then like a little like light up birthday cake thing. That looks actually pretty cool. So yeah, anyway, yeah, I got that. That's pretty cool. And then I was pretty spent a long time in the lobby this time. Actually, I was it basically is like a late Christmas or whatever. I was like wrote to Santa because I brought in like 4 presents to give to random members. Not Yukino, unfortunately. But yeah, because I was like filling that out. Basically, when you like send a present to a member, you can either mail it to them or you can like bring it to the theater. If you have a ticket for a show, you can just do it as soon as you go pick up your ticket. If you don't have a ticket, they can go in later when they like let people watch from the lobby, from the monitor or whatever. You can like drop off a present there as well. But yeah, basically it's like write the member's name, your name. Oh no, write the member's name, the contents, whatever you're like putting in the bag or whatever. Your name, your email address, your mail address, like your shipping address. Yeah, basically I had to write that 4 times, all in Japanese. Like my hand got really tired from writing all the kanji. But yeah, hopefully, they seem like, oh, it looks fine, okay. So hopefully they get it. Hopefully the members like it. I'll talk to them about it later. But yeah, I'm gonna go in. It's time to go in for the show. Joseph's here somewhere. I haven't seen him today, but he's here as well. So we'll probably meet up with him, and then we'll debrief after the show. All right, yeah, we just got done watching the 9th Gen show, Yukinon's birthday show, Seitansai. So yeah, my ticket number today was 88. So not quite 89, not quite my actual lucky number. But this was actually probably the secret lucky number, actually. Because 88, it put me actually in the front row again. I was in the front row yesterday, but on the far right side. This time, front row and basically center. Like, not quite dead center. I was like off by 1, essentially. But yeah, basically center. So it totally changed my perspective of this show for everything. Yeah, basically it's a completely amazing experience. Dead center front row is like a whole new level for a theater show. It's very rare. It doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, it really hits. I mean, it helps. I've seen the show enough times, so I know what to expect with certain songs and what the calls and the mixes and stuff. But yeah, so it definitely, and yeah, good position. Slightly off, slightly right from the center. Basically I was where the 1 is on the stage. But Nishiyuma was in front of me for most of the show, as well as Yoshimin also was in front of me for most of the show. Koyorin was the center for the show, for the stage, so got some good from that. Basically, those were the kind of like the main highlights. MVP members or whatever, significant members for this show. Like for the members who knows me, got hella res from like a bunch of members. Big white guy in the center, pretty hard to miss, right? So yeah, got like tons of eye contact, lots of gestures and love, Yuma threw some finger hearts at me a couple times, kind of pointing at me in songs where he pointed at members. So yeah, totally a great, totally great experience. Highly recommend it. Would watch again. And I kind of always complained about the set list being there's too much AKB songs or whatever. I mean, the opening songs or so, so we had some rules for the not rules, but instructions for Yukino's show. So the first song we had to do Green Pen Lights. After that, let's go whatever. Generation change, good time. Kind of hard to get the res. Everyone's in green, but after that, switch over. Yeah, then the Inochi I saw is okay, and then the adrenaline song. Basically, okay, yeah, I'm starting to see the appeal of these songs. They're actually very fun, upbeat, and good, especially in the first row because you actually get to see everyone's reactions directly. Yeah, so definitely a very good, fun opening segment or so. I mean, could be. It's not my favorite part of the set list, but it is all right. Yeah, we had instructions during the introductions. We had to flash these little cards with Yukino's catchphrase in front of her, so it was a little surprise, Oh yeah, during one of the MCs, they're talking about what are the things you can't live without. So Nishiyuma, she talked about this thing. Couldn't quite pick up on what she was talking about exactly because I hadn't heard of it before. I looked it up later, and I guess she's talking about a Mofu-chan, which I guess is some dog stuffed animal toy thing or whatever. Apparently she's had it since she was born, and she sleeps with it every single day. And they kind of made a comment "Oh, did you bring it with you today?" And she said no. So that was neat. I guess some Nishiyuma lore has been revealed. Rainia was back again. She's like she refused to give up TV, and because she always likes watching drama. She really loves watching dramas. And obviously to this moment, like, oh, what drama are you rolling to lately? And of course they like mentioned Idol Shikaku, so the new NMB drama, unofficial NMB drama. I advertised like, hey, it's every Saturday at 11 o'clock on BS Truth. Messed up the channel, but and then also it's also on TVer, so that was also a pretty fun talk or whatever. There's like a lot of talks about like everyone kind of like fighting over Yukino. Like, I love Yukino. No, I love Yukino. Like, yo, she's my sister. Well, we actually live together. Like, we live like near each other, but we never actually gone out. But so it was kind of fun with that MC over there. In the units, highlights for the units. So demo cross, I went with Sayuki for that. So she was sitting there for that. So that was cool watching her. That unit song. That's pretty cool. It has like doing a very good like shakes with the pen lights and the little timing and stuff. And then Demo Namida. So that was Ryopi and Nishiyuma. So went for Nishiyuma for that. And then Seifuku Resistance. This one was just tricky. So it was Tena, Koyorin, and Yukinon. But that's Yukinon's unit. So they actually had us. They had us do a blue pen light for that one, I guess. The Wagamama and the duet song. I went with Yoshimin for that one. So, yeah, kind of like the same pattern. Like I knew it was the same pattern going for the same songs for all these songs. It's definitely a different dynamic now because they have the promoted members are gone. Like last time I saw this was at the beginning of the year or end of last year. So some of the members who got promoted were still there. They're all now in the new teams. So you got different dynamics. So yeah, Koyorin is like the center, general center. Nishiyuma actually had a pretty good position for now. I think she's like 4, 5, or 6 or something. She's higher. She's not like 10 anymore. Back half of the set list, coming around on that stuff as well. The Kinito Center is good. Furunoke is also good, of course. Yeah, then we get to the encore, did the Yukinon call, for the encore call. Then actually the first encore song, I forget what it's called, like, not Toitachi or whatever, but whatever it is, something Tachi, Kanji Tachi. That was actually okay. I think that's like actually the definitive like textbook example of like a good like encore starting song. You want like an upbeat, fun, energetic, Genki song to bring you back in the encore, and that's what this song is. It's really fun, very good. So I was loving it, and I was getting a lot of res from that as well. Nagisa Cycle also very good, of course, still good. Then we had the little birthday ceremony, so we had to go and flash this happy birthday sign for her during the happy birthday song. And then we got the letter. So Nihei Minami wrote the letter to Yukinon, and like it got really emotional at the end. Like she actually started crying at the end. So he's basically saying like, "Hey, I'm really glad that you came from Niigata to come to be in NMB with us." So she was crying from that. Basically, she was basically crying from that point on. So that was fun. And then had a letter from her dad, and at the end, like, we had a nice little joke at the very end with her dad. Her dad apparently was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm a Tena Oshi." And then and everyone was like, "What?" And then Tena did a little dance, a little cheer, so that was very funny. So there's that, yeah. And then, she basically was very emotional during her little speech or whatever. Kind of the takeaway from her little speech was like, so she's from Niigata. And she basically wants to do work in Niigata, whether that means like having concerts or shows in Niigata or like promote Niigata somehow. So that was kind of the like evidence, and she also wants to do like modeling work and stuff. So it's kind of like her talking about her dreams or whatever. So kind of very modest goals. Didn't say the usual like, "Oh, I want to be in Sabatsu," because I think she said she compared herself to the other 9 gens and how she's like not as good. I think she didn't sell that well. I think she only maybe sold 1 slot, maybe I think for the last single. But that was a good speech, So Osaka Kara Niigata A. That's where we're going. We're going to Niigata. It might as well be the world. And then the finish up with the Sunflower song. So very fun times. Yeah, and then then the waving part of before the actual Miyokuri part. Yeah, I got some good res from Nishiyuma, Yoshimin. Showed her my slime poster again. She gave me a little slime pose, like a little slime like rub. I don't know. Yeah, they're in Miyokuri, so they basically pretty early going through there. Kind of like good response from Yoshimin. Good response from Koyorin was probably the MVP of the Miyokuri, because she's like, "Oh wait, your name is Matt, right?" And I'm like, "Yes." So now I have to go to Koyorin, I guess. I have to go buy her tickets and go do that. And then Yuma showed her my sketchbook, showed her saying "Hey, I got a present coming your way. Please look forward to it." And then so she was real happy. And then it's a happy birthday to Yukino at the very end. So yeah, very good show. Yeah, tons of res or whatever. You got Joseph over here. Fortunately, very, very back row. Center, but back row. Yeah. Is this your first time seeing the...
No, it's actually my second
time? All right.
There. Yep.
How was it for you?
It's really good.
Yeah.
I may consider to go for next Saturday's show.
Oh!
Yeah.
You've been
It's
hooked?
really good.
Who got your attention from this?
There's two actually.
Oh,
I'm
yeah?
not very sure. One is Korean.
Yeah.
One is Misora.
Okay,
Hopefully it's still to my view.
Okay.
Because I can't really see all of them.
Okay. They stand out, yeah. I mean, Koyorin, she's the center for this, so.
And, they also stand out during the Miyokuri, so
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's usually the what will sell you probably on is the Miyokuri. Yeah, actually, up close. I always say Korean looks really pretty up close in person, better than on screen or whatever. Actually, I get kind of, she's the center, so I also do get kind of center vibes from her. I also get kind of like Kojirine vibes, so maybe she could be like a new captain for the group, when Kojirine announces graduation, because she's still younger, not in the group as long, so that could be, she looks like a young Kojirine, like when I look at her more and more. So that's my kind of hot take. But yeah, overall, yeah, I guess, so it's a very long day at the museum and then back here at the theater show. So I guess question for today's video will be, what's your favorite NMB costume? Let me know in the comment section what that is. And I'd like to see your comments, see what you guys have to say. And yeah, I guess bottom line for this 9th Gen show, best show ever, best stage ever. Fuck everything else. Peace.